At Breakcold, we got many customers from Pipedrive and HubSpot, so I think I know pretty well which one is the most popular for sales teams. This video will not be a typical review of Pipedrive and HubSpot. Using the knowledge I have in this space, I will compare Pipedrive and HubSpot with criteria no one is using in the reviews because they know nothing about CRMs except the cash they collected as product reviewers on YouTube. So with that being said, let's pick a winner between Pipedrive and HubSpot for sales teams. Alright guys, so let's start with the basics. So Pipedrive is a sales CRM. So historically, it has been built by salespeople for salespeople around 2010. And HubSpot is a marketing CRM, guys. It's not a CRM for sales. It's not a sales-focused CRM. It's a marketing CRM that happens to have a sales hub. So it's very different. Initially, like HubSpot is for marketers, and down the line around 2010, so at the same time as when Pipedrive launched, they started to implement sales CRM features to be a sales-focused CRM, and they sold this inside what they call the sales hub of HubSpot. And so in terms of features, it's pretty much the same what you will have in the sales hub of HubSpot and inside the sales CRM part of Pipedrive. But the twist is that in HubSpot, you have like a marketplace with like thousands of apps. And one of the most installed apps on HubSpot, 5K by the way, is a lot on HubSpot. Some people might argue it's not one of the most installed apps. It is, if you take into account all the apps. And so Pipedrive is one of the most installed applications on HubSpot. So what it means is that people, they are using HubSpot as the marketing CRM, but the sales teams, the salespeople, they don't like the sales hub. They want to have like a very well CRM built by salespeople for salespeople. So therefore, they are using Pipedrive as a sales CRM and they are integrating it into HubSpot using the Pipedrive applications so that they can centralize every single activities in HubSpot as the main CRM. So HubSpot is the main CRM. It's where like it centralizes marketing and sales, but sometimes, most of the times, people, they will use a dedicated and focused sales CRM. So on that one, just for this, Pipedrive is winning by 1 point compared to HubSpot. And so salespeople, when it comes to HubSpot, why they don't like to use HubSpot is essentially because it's such a gigantic software. Imagine having to navigate between the marketing CRM side and the sales hub. And within the sales hub, it's very technical. And typically when we have people coming from HubSpot, they are saying that, yeah, I used HubSpot before, so it's very pleasing to the eye that your interface has at least 3,247 fewer buttons and options. So yeah, like it's just the sentiment that salespeople they have using HubSpot and even Pipedrive, by the way, but it's something for another story. So the quick thing here is that Pipedrive is winning the first round. But does it mean that necessarily that Pipedrive is the best sales CRM for salespeople? Let's see. So salespeople, at the end of the day, what they want is that they just want to sell and not do admin work. So what it means is something very simple. Alright, so Pipedrive is winning the first round, but does it mean necessarily that Pipedrive is the best CRM for sales teams? Let's find out. So for now, it's 1 for Pipedrive and 0 for HubSpot. But let's see what salespeople want. So salespeople just want to sell, not do admin work. And this is very important, guys, because sales teams usually, and salespeople in general, I mean, so sales reps spend up to 40% of their time on administrative tasks instead of selling. 40% of the time, that's nearly 2 full working days a week lost to non-revenue generating work. As you can imagine, when picking a CRM for your sales team, you want, if you pick Pipedrive or HubSpot, something where you won't have your salespeople do admin work. So what it means for salespeople, it means that they need integrations with the sales tools they are using. And when it comes to that, I have to say that Pipedrive and HubSpot are doing a fantastic job. They both have marketplaces for the CRM with thousands of apps, either on Pipedrive or HubSpot. And you have so many developers and whole community of people making money on the marketplaces that forever you will have more and more apps, even with the trends of AI these days. So pretty much like whatever the tools your sales reps are using when it comes to calling or like lead generation tools or email finders or whatever, you will have an integration every single time. So on this, Pipedrive and HubSpot are pretty much on an equal footing. And therefore, they are both winning a point here. So it's 2 for Pipedrive now and 1 for HubSpot. But then, like salespeople, again, they just want to sell, not do admin work. So maybe you have integrations with the sales tools that they are using, but do you have integrations with the platforms they're using for B2B sales? So what I mean by that is that by default on Pipedrive and HubSpot, those 2 CRMs, they integrate natively with email and phone, but the problem, unfortunately, is that they don't integrate natively with LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and Telegram, and so you will tend to use third-party integrations, which is a problem. It is a problem because now we're no longer in 2010. Now people, they're using way more channels than email and phone. So typically, if you are a sales rep and if you are working in a startup, or let's say if you are working in a digital agency, so any type of digital businesses, even traditional businesses actually, LinkedIn is the go-to platform. So email and LinkedIn are usually right now the platforms that are mostly used by sales reps. And basically, if your sales rep don't have an integration with LinkedIn, they will lose a tremendous amount of time to log data from LinkedIn into the CRM, and using third-party integrations can be costly because it's per seat. And also those third-party integrations, they don't have full control over HubSpot or Pipedrive, so it doesn't sync really the data very well. It's the same with WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a big thing when it comes to Latin America countries, and actually more people in the US and in the UK and Europe in general are using WhatsApp for business, for B2B. And so WhatsApp is pretty important these days when it comes to having this natively integrated in a CRM. And finally, you have Telegram. If you're working in the Web3 industry, for example, the crypto space, or you are a Web3 startup, all the deals are happening inside Telegram. And so not having an integration natively with Telegram is a huge problem for your sales reps because they will lose a tremendous amount of time to syncing the data, but also just to do the work, which is selling. Typically, this is something we see at Breakcold. So here's someone coming from HubSpot that's saying, yes, I would just had the leads via LinkedIn, and I love the CRM, by the way. I was using HubSpot before. It was like Breakcold was sent from God. And so this sentence is not about like our CRM in particular, but it's more the fact that our CRM and other CRMs really, if I'm truly honest here, like they plug with LinkedIn, but also email and phone. But having this for sales reps is so key these days that full sales team is very, very important. The same here when it comes to Pipedrive. So again, like this person, you can just pause the video and read the whole thing. But essentially, like having this LinkedIn and other social integrations in the CRM is just completely changing the game for these people. And even this guy, so right now on the screenshot, he's basically building third-party apps so that you can integrate HubSpot and Pipedrive with LinkedIn and with WhatsApp and other socials. And basically, he's logging the data from those platforms into HubSpot and Pipedrive. And basically what he told me in LinkedIn messages is that they have a few clients that switch from Google Sheets, Pipedrive, HubSpot to Breakcold because they no longer want to have a third-party integration. And so consequently, if we take all of this into account, so on point number 2, Pipedrive is still winning. They are both losing 1 point, so it's 1 for Pipedrive and 0 for HubSpot. So now if we move to number 3, so salespeople again, they just want to sell, not do admin work. So what does it mean? It means that the CRM needs to be up to date for managers without making sales rep lose time. And let me detail a little bit on this one. So there is a big conflict between sales reps and the managers. The manager wants the CRM to be up to date, but the sales reps, they just want to sell because obviously they want their commissions, they want their bonuses, and updating the CRM takes time. So if you have a sales team and if you want to take Pipedrive or HubSpot, what you need to consider heavily is that one of those 2 CRMs need to update itself easily so that your sales reps can just focus on selling, and so that the manager will be happy because they have good CRM analytics. If we talk about the CRM analytics first, and so on the manager side that has a sales team, both Pipedrive and HubSpot are excellent when it comes to CRM analytics. So on this, they pretty much have the same power. When it comes to updating the CRM easily for sales reps, this is where we have all those memes across the entire internet, which to be honest is funny. But when you think about it and when you put yourself in the shoes of a sales rep closing deals, and that the first thing they hear from the managers in HubSpot or Pipedrive is that, have you logged the data in the CRM? It's pretty painful. And so on this problem for sales rep, that it needs to be up to date easily so that sales rep can focus on selling and manager can be happy. Both Pipedrive and HubSpot don't have a proper answer on this. So the typical answer on this is to use CRM workflows, but usually on both Pipedrive and HubSpot, it's like super complicated to build CRM workflows. And so usually you will need what is called a CRM integrator or a CRM agency to build those workflows, but it's very expensive one-time fee, but it's also expensive in terms of monthly recurring fees with maintenance fees to make sure those workflows are always running smoothly. And so this is exactly why typically we created Breakcold, which is my own sales CRM, because it's a CRM that updates the boring stuff while you sell. So essentially you have nothing to do. There's an auto task. So every CRM task are automatically created. So you never lose momentum with the leads. You just have to show up on the dashboard and execute. But also most importantly, leads are moving by themselves. So what it means is that here I've done nothing to move the lead in the right bucket. So by having the sync with not only the LinkedIn DMs, emails, WhatsApp, etc., like it detected that the person booked a call. Also even got the confirmation by LinkedIn that he booked a call. And so from there, like the software automatically moved the person to the right list and also to the right stage, which was booked a call. And so from there, you have pretty much nothing to do except about focusing on selling. And the good thing about this is that, as you can imagine, by having such system, the CRM is always up to date. So the manager is happy because the CRM analytics are always up to date. And you as a sales rep, you can just focus on selling across different channels: email, phone, LinkedIn, Telegram, and WhatsApp. And so this is where it makes a big difference when it comes to picking a CRM for your sales team. If you're interested in Breakcold and what we do, you can go to breakcold.com, and on the top right, you can click on try Breakcold free. We have a 14-day free trial. Oh, and I forgot to say that there's even someone working at HubSpot as a product manager, so someone responsible to improve the HubSpot product, that checked and subscribed to our software so that they can probably learn how we do this, to have a CRM that updates itself so that we don't end up with this kind of memes. And with that being said, you don't really have a solution at the moment when it comes to Pipedrive and HubSpot for this kind of problem. So on this, they are both losing a point. Pipedrive is at 0 and HubSpot is at -1. So the clear winner here is Pipedrive. And yeah, to be honest, like Pipedrive is just a better sales focused CRM compared to HubSpot when it comes to sales team. So if you're hesitating between both CRMs, you should go with Pipedrive. But as we saw throughout this video, you might run into problems for your sales team depending on what are the tools or the platforms that your sales team is using. But overall, Pipedrive is the best CRM for sales teams between the two. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel for more content like this. And check out this video if you want to see an AI native CRM in action. Cheers, ciao.